Once upon a time, in a tall oak tree at the edge of a garden, there lived a squirrel named Golu. Golu was a fluffy brown squirrel with a bushy tail and bright black eyes. He was a very good squirrel. He gathered acorns. He climbed trees. He took long naps in patches of sunlight. But there was one thing Golu was not good at: telling stories. Every evening, the animals of the garden gathered under the old banyan tree to share stories about their day. The robin would sing about the worm she found. The tortoise would tell about the slow, peaceful walk he took. The frog would croak about the flies he caught by the pond. But when it was Golu's turn, everything came out jumbled. So I found the biggest acorn. Oh, wait. First I climbed the tree. No, actually, before that I woke up. But then there was a butterfly, and my tail got stuck. And then breakfast. No, the acorn was after the butterfly. The other animals just stared at him, blinking. That night, Golu couldn't sleep. He lay in his cozy tree hollow, staring at the moonlight. "I want to tell good stories," he whispered, "but everything gets mixed up." The next morning, a myna bird named Myna landed on his branch. Myna was the best storyteller in the whole garden. Her stories were clear and easy to follow, and everyone loved them. "Golu," said Myna, "I heard you're having trouble with stories. Want to know my secret?" Golu sat up so fast he nearly fell off the branch. "Yes, please." Myna held up one wing. On each feather, she had tied a tiny colored thread. "These are my magic words," she said. "Time words. They put everything in order." She pointed to the first thread, which was sunrise orange. "First, that's where your story begins, the very start." The second thread was bright yellow. "Then, that's what happens after the first thing." The third was sky blue. Next, another step forward. The fourth was soft green. After that, you were getting closer to the end. And the last thread was deep purple, like the evening sky. Finally, the last thing, the place where your story rests. First, then, next, after that, finally, Golu repeated. "That's it?" "That's it," said Myna. "Now tell me about your day yesterday. Use the magic words." Golu took a deep breath. He closed his eyes and thought carefully. "First," he said slowly, "I woke up in my tree hollow. The sun was warm on my face." Myna nodded. "Good. Keep going." Then I climbed down the trunk and had breakfast. I ate 3 acorns and a little piece of mango that had fallen in the grass. "Lovely. What happened next?" "Next, I saw a beautiful orange butterfly near the marigolds. I chased it across the garden, jumping from stone to stone." Myna clapped her wings. "I can see it. Go on." Golu's eyes were bright now. The story was flowing like water. "After that, I climbed the tallest tree in the garden, the old neem tree by the wall. And way up at the very top, on a branch nobody ever reaches, I found the biggest acorn I have ever seen. It was golden brown and perfectly round. And then," Myna whispered. "Finally," Golu said softly, "I carried the acorn all the way home. I put it in my special hiding spot, in the hollow where the bark curves like a bowl. And then I curled up in my nest and watched the sunset." Myna was quiet for a moment. Then she smiled the biggest smile. "Golu," she said, "that was a wonderful story." Golu's tail puffed up with pride. Really? Really? Every part was in the right place. I could see your whole day from beginning to end, like a path through the garden. That evening, when the animals gathered under the banyan tree, Golu didn't feel nervous. He stood up on his back legs, took a deep breath, and began. First, I woke up in my tree hollow, and for the first time, nobody blinked in confusion. Nobody scratched their heads. The robin leaned forward. The tortoise nodded along. The frog sat perfectly still, listening. When Golu reached finally, the whole garden was quiet. Then everyone clapped and cheered. Golu bowed. His bushy tail swished with joy. That night, back in his cozy hollow, Golu looked up at the stars and whispered the magic words one more time. First, then, next, after that, finally. 5 little words that put the world in order. 5 little words that turned a jumble into a story. He closed his eyes. The moonlight made soft silver patterns on his fur. The garden was still. The oak tree creaked gently in the breeze. First, the stars came out. Then the crickets sang. Next, the breeze grew cool. After that, Golu yawned. And finally, he fell fast asleep. Good night, little storyteller.